What's up, traders? It's your girl Kaya Trades, and y'all, I made $600 today. I made it before 10 a.m. I am living proof that trading can change your life. I want to show you guys how I was able to catch this $600 trade, even though it did not hit my full TP. Crazy, right? I know. Let's go ahead and hop into this video and get into the charts so I can show you guys the trade I took. Okay, so we're gonna hop into the charts. First things first, I'm gonna take you guys from what I do immediately when I come to the charts to through my entire process of me trading. Okay, first things first, I put up my KT system, Kaya Trades, obviously. So my Kaya Trade system, and that is finding the 1 hour trend, finding the 5 minute trend. They should be in alignment if I'm going to take a trade. Waiting for a break of structure, the most recent from where price is currently. Waiting for a tap of the zone, waiting for a break of candle to entry for an entry. And then moving my stop loss to break even at 1-to-1, as well as taking partials off at 1-to-1. This entire week, my 1-to-2, which is my normal risk to reward, has not been hitting, but our 1-to-1s have been paying off. And I'm not mad because it's still a green day. It's still small compounds over time, and that is bringing my account higher and higher. So I'm loving it here. And we'll just see what this goes into today. These are my 4 steps, but I will show you guys each and every step that I go through. We're also gonna put on our daily note, which if you've seen one of my videos before, you know it's patience and discipline will give us freedom. Again, I'm living proof of that. I've been through the seasons where I haven't been patient. I've been through the seasons where I haven't been disciplined, and they all brought me to here. So I want to encourage you guys to enjoy the process and enjoy the fact that what you're going through is a process. Every successful thing, everything you see around you is a process. Every skill is a process, and this is the best skill that you can possibly have. So we're going to start with the news. And today is Thursday. We had no red folder news this day, so I wasn't really worried about what was going on with that. But we're going to start with our 1 hour and see what the market is doing. Oh, I didn't lock these. Let me anchor these real quick. Anchored and anchored. If you can see already, you can tell price came to this high and stopped. Let's see. Let's draw it out so you guys can see that a little clearly. I like my resistance and support levels yellow. I do not necessarily trade resistance and support, but it's good to have these levels in mind, especially if you're thinking about taking a trade. And as we can see, price came down here and stopped. Okay, we have some support right there. Support allows price to be held up and not go lower. Resistance does not allow price to continue moving up. It stops that from moving higher. So for me personally, I do not take trades until 9:30. So we're going to go ahead and put 9:30 on for market open. Let's go ahead and go to the 5-minute and move it exactly to 9:30. And then I'm going to go back to my 1 hour because I want to be able to see what my 1 hour trend. So I'm going to use my arrow tool here to show you from this high up here. We had a high, a lower, low. We'll see on the next one. We had a high that's lower than this high, so that's our lower high. We have a low that comes way down here, and it broke this low. So it's a lower low than that one, so it's a lower low. And we have a high that's lower than this previous high, so it's a lower high. And then price came down and was able to again break another low. Yes, it is a wick. Yes, it still counts. Typically, you'll get into the argument of, oh, that's liquidity sweep. Oh, that's a break of structure. And honestly, it just goes over time what you feel more comfortable with. I felt comfortable with this being a break of structure. A sweep is a kind of a different ball game, but if I do see that present, I'll definitely show you guys in a video. I know people be asking me about liquidity, and it's something that I want to focus on a little more, but I don't focus on solely because it just adds on to my process and it makes me get tripped up because you see there's lots of liquidity over here. So really having the confidence and the experience of like, oh yeah, no, this is the actual good liquidity. It takes time, guys. It takes time to develop that. Make sure you're back testing and seeing those things, okay? So with my anticipation, we broke this low. I'm anticipating price to come back here, make a lower high from this high, and continue the trend down. This is ideally what I'm looking for once I'm on my 1 hour. So I'm going to go ahead and put that back up there for a second. I'm going to put this in my KT text box, KT system text box. And my 1 hour is bearish with a potential rally up, because again, guys, we don't know if it's going to continue this low. We're just anticipating the trend to continue because the trend is your friend until it breaks. It's only going to break if we break this high right here. If we get this high to break, then by all means, price may very well want to start pushing up. Okay, so now that we found our 1 hour trend, we're going to go down to the 5 minute. Okay, so my entry time frame is the 5 minute. I pretty much only focus on the 1 hour and the 5 minute because I'm an intraday trader. The 1 minute, I'm not really a scalper. The 4 hour, the daily, they were kind of giving me extra trends to focus on. And again, I want my trading to be as simple as possible. So I marked it down to these 4 steps. That makes it super simple for me, makes it super simple for you guys, easy to follow, and it's perfect for my entry. So I stay on the 1 hour and the 5 minute. So I'm looking for the 5 minute to create some bearish price action. The last thing actually on my 1 hour that I want to do is mark out the 1 hour high and the 1 hour low from current price. We're going to go forwards. This is around the 8 o'clock time frame. And I'm actually going to write back the structure here again. I'm adding these extra ones in there just so you guys can see clearly. We had a lower low, then we came up and made a lower high, came down, made a lower low. So my most recent breakup structure on my 1 hour is right here. This was my low that got broken to the downside. So my most recent 1 hour high is right here. Boom, scoom. And my most recent 1 hour low, because this low right here, I'm going to delete this so you guys can see, has not broken it yet. This is still my 1 hour low. We already know that we've been moving lower. We're waiting for a pullback into this area, into this range, for price to continue to move lower. And here's our 1 hour low. As we can see, since we did have a break of structure, we also have a 1 hour supply zone. And in case you guys do not know, we use supply when we're in a bearish trend. We use demand when we're in a bullish trend. I'm going to type that out so you can know that super clear. Supply zones are for bearish markets when it's obviously going down. We had a break of structure to the downside, market is going down. Demand zones are for bullish markets for when the market is going up. Wonderful. I'm going to leave that there so you guys can have that as a reference. Again, because our market is bearish, boom, boom, we are looking for a supply zone. This would be my 1 hour supply. I like my 1 hour's purple. I like the color purple. I don't love it, but I like it, so I keep it on my screen. You guys can tell what color I love. Comment the color if you know, if you can tell. It's pretty obvious. But it's not my favorite, so don't even try. Green is my favorite, but we do love pink. All right, so we have our 1 hour supply zone. I'm going to move this in the middle so you guys can see it super clear once we go down to the lower time frame. 1 hour supply here. And you guys already know supply zone is in a bearish market. We're already in a bearish market. We're going to drop on down to the 5 minute time frame. For those who don't know, we use the opposite color candle on the way down. We use the opposite color candle after the break of structure. So once the break of structure happens, we're looking for the most previous opposite color candle to create our full zone. Now you can draw your zone out like this. I don't like that. It's just, it doesn't look pleasing to me. It doesn't look like, okay, what if it goes here then? What do I do now? Like, it just confuses the process. So I use the wick of the candle right after it as well, just to kind of make it more simple. Now we're officially going down to the 5-minute, and we're going to mark out that same structure that we did, because our 5-minute needs to be able to be in alignment with our 1 hour in order for us to trade. If these two are not in alignment and our 5-minute is bullish while our 1 hour is bearish, there's no need for me to look for a trade. The trend is my friend. Why would I talk behind my friend's back? Why would I go and do something shady behind my friend's back when I got my friend sitting right here? So we're going to go through our structure again, and we see we have a high and a low, and a lower high, lower low, 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 lower high. And then price came all the way and wasn't able to break this low. You can do all those if you'd like to. I'm just going to save time. So we're going to wait and see if price decides to break structure, hold and push higher, or, hold on, or if price wants to continue going down, right? So I'm going to mark that one more time so you guys can see a little clearly. We have a low here, a high here, a low here, a high here, a low here, a high here, a low. So the extra arrows that I had at first were just a little bit of internal structure. So to kind of make it clean, again, you can use those as well. But for the sake of this trade, I just cleaned it up just a little bit because, again, this low is a little bit equal. They're a little bit equal, so they're in the same area. So I see plenty of areas where we could have a supply zone. We have one way up here for the 5-minute. 5-minute supply. We have technically one off in here. We have one right here. These two are close together, so I prefer the one higher up. We have one right here. And we're waiting for price to come to some of these zones. What I want to see when price, after it taps my zone, is a break of candle for entry. Again, we'll get through all of those together. So first things first, we want to see about going to market open. Market opens at 9:30, and we can already see by 9:30, this candle was almost rejected through. Okay. Oh, it's going too fast. It's going too fast. Okay, so this is a great zone you could have played off of too. I think because these zones were mixed into each other, you see you have this zone, but candles have already tapped into. I definitely adjusted that and just moved it here. So we can see price held both of these zones right here. It's refusing to push higher. It's refusing to come higher here. It's faking out buyers here. We can see price is just faking all these people out who are about to take a buy. And it's just dropping right now, and it's rejecting two zones. It's already touched my 1 hour zone. It's already touched my 5-minute. It's already touched this 5-minute, and price never closed above this zone. It never closed above this zone. So these zones are valid. I'm going to go ahead and write out the tap of the zone. We'll get to the break of candle in just a second. You can already see it on my screen, but we'll get to it in just a second. We had the tap of the zone at what time? Right there at 9:30. So yes, at 9:30, we were able to tag a tap of our zone, both of these zones even. So moving forwards, we should not have even marked this out. I just didn't type it in the thing yet, but we already established, we've already established our break of structure. So right when I saw this happen, we should have written already that at 7:05 in the morning, which I was probably just about to wake up for working out. At 7:05 in the morning, yes, we had a break of structure. 7:05. So initially on my trading days, I will write this first. I already wrote this out, so break of structure, so I knew that that was already created. And as you guys can see, I told you I trade at around after market opens. So this was happening during the open and at the open and after the open. So it's like, I have to be quick. And if I'm sitting here fooling around with this, I'm going to miss my entry. I only take trades closer to 9:30 if it's blatant and in my face like this. So once I notice that price held these zones and tapped the zone, I now will wait for a break of candle to enter. And honestly, we can tell that this trade right here had already been tapped into. So honestly, I probably wasn't even looking at this trade idea once I got into the charts. But as we can see, clear as day, we still have this zone. It has a gap in between and a judgment call from my previous experience in the markets. We do have liquidity. This liquidity right here came very close to our zone, but never broke into it. And it also took out the previous low. This low was created. And then once this liquidity was created, it only becomes liquidity once it takes out a different area of liquidity, which it swept this low. It took this out. Again, it's a complex thing, so it takes some time to kind of see. Watch this video over to kind of get that, what I just said. But price came close to my supply zone, never tapped it, left some liquidity on the board, also took out the low closest to it, previously to it, and then price with that got all those orders because people were buying. People were buying because we're at this resistance level. But what was our higher time frame telling us? That we were bearish. Okay, so we saw this gap, more confirmation to get in. We saw this liquidity, more confirmation to get in. But most importantly, we saw that price never broke our zone. Price never broke our zone. Price didn't even close in our zone. For our 5-minute supply was nowhere near. So I'm waiting. I got my tap of the zone. Let's start from the beginning. I got my 1 hour bearish. I've got my break of structure, boom, and I've got my tap of zone. The only thing I'm looking for now is a break of candle for my entry. Once I get a break of candle, I will take this position to my 1 to 2. 1 to 2 is like somewhere down there. I'm waiting. Let's see if we can get a break of the candle. And I'm not waiting for the next candle to close. I'm waiting for the next candle to go a little bit below this candle right here. As soon as I see it go below 29,430, I'm getting in this trade. Let's see if that takes place. Absolutely, we did. Price broke the low. I entered right here. We had a little bit of drawdown here. And now we've got that break of candle at 9:35. So I'm going to put it in my notes right here. Yes, at 9:35 a.m., we got a break of candle to enter the trade. Now, as you guys can see, I have one more thing left in my text box for my steps. And what might that be? Break even after I hit 1 to 1, as well as taking partials. On this trade, I think I had about 3 contracts on this trade. We have 100 points, so that's pretty valid. So once I get to 1 to 1, we're going to mark that out so you guys can see where that is visually. Once we get to 1 to 1, I'm going to take some contracts off. I'm taking most of my contracts off. If I was risking 3 contracts, I took off 2 full contracts because I've already earned my 1 to 1, so I'm going to take it. I'm going to take what the market gives me. Here is my 1 to 1 level. So as soon as price gets right there, I promise you I'm taking my money out. Not all of it, just most of my position out because, again, I've already earned it. This is my piece of the pie. I want to leave filled. Like, I want to leave with something. Okay, so let's see if we can get that 1 to 1 and see if we need to move our stop loss. Boom. Price came up, came back to our break even, but it's all right because we are breathing. We trust our strategy. And then, of course, price dropped down, shot past our TP1. So right here, I'm taking off 2 of my contracts and I'm moving my stop loss to break even, maybe even a little bit above break even, okay? After I do that, there's nothing left for me to do. More recently, though, again, our 102s have not been actually smashing. It's crazy. So I've been trailing my stop loss as well. If price gets a little bit closer to my TP2, I'm going to move my stop loss again, and I'm going to move it here to the 1 to 1 so I can at least secure the profits that I earned. Let's play that out a bit. Oh, it won't let me move my stop loss thingy. Let's try it one more time. I'm going to put a red line where my stop loss is now. as opposed to where it was. This is what it fully started off to be. Okay. Somewhere off in here for the 1 to 2. And then I'm going to create this red line for now where my stop loss is. My stop loss is now at break even after I've taken my 1 to 1, after I've taken my profits. So we're going to wait. We're going to see if we can smash TP2. Okay, we're getting super close, super close. All right, we came a little bit closer. And by this point, we were almost at 1 to 2. I went ahead and moved my stop loss to about break even on the 1 to 1. By this time, I was up already about $600. So around here was up still another $250, which again, I could have taken, but I was anticipating price to continue down. And let's see what happens. Price stopped me out either way. So even if I would have moved this late, price came back and stopped me out either way. I ended up on the day with $600, really $59.99, but $600 total in my opinion. And then I was done for the day. Now let's see what would have happened if I did not take partials or move my stop loss at all. Of course, market was just playing around with me. It would have been close. It would have even hit me break even had I left it here. But because I decided to trail the closer we got to TP2, again, guys, I've already earned the full TP1. Why do I want to give my profits back to the market? If you find yourself giving your profits back to the market, comment down below what you think your problem might be. Let's talk it out. I want to know what you guys are struggling with. I see a lot of times traders will go ahead and make their profits and not take their payouts or not take their money out of the market, and then they'll give their whole account right back to the market. Okay? The market gives you money and you earn it. Take your money. It's not real until it's in your bank account. Take your money. Okay? And look, it's kind of coming back down. It's whatever. But I've already taken my profits. I'm good for the day. $600 a day will keep the 9 to 5 away. Okay? I love it. I love it. If you guys have any questions, I do weekly live calls, Q&As on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern time. I also do ask me questions on my Instagram at Kaya Trades. You can follow me there. But guys, really, the moral of this video was to take your profits. Okay? Take your profits. All week we've been hitting just 1 to 1 and then trailing our stop loss to 1 to 1, and price has been delivering. It's been giving me my 1 to 1. Now, it may very well come to my TP2, and that's great, but I've already made my money. I'm content with what I made. Okay? If God can trust me with the small, he can trust me with the big, and I'm ready. I'm showing that I can be grateful for my $600. I love it. So that's the end of this video. If you guys have any questions, you can leave a comment below. If you want to trade live with me, I trade Monday through Friday at 9:15 Eastern Standard Time. Go ahead and click the link in the description box to find that. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll catch you in the next one.